Well, good evening or good morning. It's what is it? It is Sunday morning. Last day of the present moon will be at noon, 12:31 today. It will be the moon after the fasting moon. I mean, after the fasting, the second moon. We're all looking forward to it. See what the new program is. There's usually a program in the moon. The last time it was go forward, and that's what we've been doing. And you know, and now we're eager to see what the new instruction will be, or what the new tone. Kind of sets a tone for the month, or sets up something for the month. Anyway, the reason I got up out of bed. Well, I don't know, God, but I mean, the thing I've been thinking is, I think I'll talk about what is subud. It's an interesting topic. What is subud? Well, of course, subud is a word which, is associated with a gift. It's the word it's associated with a gift because all the people who got the gift, and then people, and the one who first received it and everything else, and then they eventually had to make an organization because of all the government regulations. If you have a group of people and they have to be, have, things and stuff, and they have to be ruled by the demons here on the, they have to be ruled, right? And so they have to have all kinds of laws and bylaws that govern and describe how their organization is ordered to work. So, but what subud is it's a word which is associated with a gift that God has given out just very recently in human type terms, in terms of messengers of God and gifts of God, and just in the last less than 100 years. And that gift is an amazing gift. I've been practicing it for quite a while. It'll be 60 years. I've accepted that gift and accepted it and gone with it sincerely, and as 100% as much as I have for almost 60 years now. So I know something about it, which I just want to share with you some understanding about what it is. So the gift that God gave is a no messing around gift. We're not going to read and take up something that one of the messengers said before. And why aren't we doing that? Because each time a messenger of God is sent to the earth, it's for that time. It's suited for that time. So when Muhammad came, it was suited. Muhammad was all part of it. God created the whole thing. It was all part of that. Is perfect for that situation. A lot of trouble. People were terrified, I hear. Same thing with Moses. Oh my gosh. Woo! So Moses, and then Abraham, of course. Woo! Started a thing. Time for man to wake up and come back to God. And then, of course, Christ, goodness, compassion and mercy, but, really something, Christ, yeah. And Muhammad, strong, man needs to be strong, firm. And now in this new age, God has sent. He's already passed away. You missed him, maybe, most of you. Some of you may have been fortunate enough to actually meet him or be with him. I've driven him around in a car. In a Rolls Royce, I drove him around. That's another story. But anyway, up in the countryside in Toronto, it's wonderful. Him and his wife. Messenger of God. Oh. And, but anyway, we sent another messenger. But we didn't send, like, the messenger to do this and do that and do this and do that. Although, of course, he sent him for many reasons. But he sent him with a gift. Gift to mankind. All of mankind. No, not you and not you, and you're too young and you're too old or whatever. Just to all of mankind, the gift was given. So therefore, you can consider, you can understand, if you understand things, that it was suited perfectly, the gift was perfectly suited for the ones he was given to. All of mankind is perfectly suited for the times. And what are those times? Well, in general, the times in which you're still living in, if you're watching this on a screen or something, the times still, well, I may be gone by the time you watch this, but the times that we're living in, that I'm living in right now, April 26th, no, 27th, this is, the new moon day, 2025, is a time when there's been an expansion in man's mind, and the messenger told us, well, this happens, this is part of the stages of the development of a generation of humanity, which there have been 5, he told us. This is the 5th one. At a certain point, a thing happens where the mind of man expands. We won't quibble about what that means, but it means obviously that there's more room, that thing is wider, the mind has more of a capacity, and so souls can come in very smart, very, very smart, and do things here and advance the knowledge of the age a lot. Well, for man, in his present condition, for some of us, it's just, so what? What? Who cares? But for a lot of people, I mean, there's hardly anybody like that. They get excited. Almost everybody get excited. An iPhone? My God, what is that? Look at that thing. And then you get a phone later on or something. Oh, it's pretty handy. Get your computer. That's fun too. I mean, so everybody's pretty much affected by it. All these advancements are created by the mind of man. But the difficulty is that the mind of man then gets so busy. I mean, it's like if I gave you a car, you never had a car before, and you got so mesmerized by your car that you were driving it around all over the place all the time, and I couldn't get you out of the car. You said, no, I'm working on my car. I'm doing things to my car. You'd be completely captivated by the car, and so man, who was so weak, you give him anything, watch out, because he's liable to just be completely taken up with it, completely consumed by it. He's just often has a very little resistance to things. Of course, some people aren't like that. I don't care what it is. Whoa. But, in general, people, so the difficulty with man today is that he would get this incredible gift expansion of the mind, you can figure out all kinds of things. And of course, you know the way the mind works. The more you figure out, the more you see there's more to figure out, and more to figure out. It's endless. And they're just figuring away and figuring away, so they get kind of locked in their mind, just like they'd be locked in their car if you gave them a car. They're locked in there, and then they get trapped in there. They get trapped in their mind. You don't really say, well, come on in and eat. You got to eat. I know you're working. No, I don't care. I'm working on my car. I'm not going to eat. I'm going to keep working on that car, so they keep working on the car. So it's the same as the mind. So the Almighty, of course, knows all of this. So he sent mankind a gift via one of his messengers. And just don't think a messenger of God isn't really impressive. Oh my God. This one he sent didn't make any claims. Didn't say it was this, didn't say it was that. Said just an ordinary human being, but you know, he was, if you got around him, you were around him, you saw what he spoke in an ordinary way. He smoked cigarettes, he drank coffee, he had a wife, he had a bunch of kids. He's a regular guy, you know, an ordinary person. And he was very good at all kinds of things. But anyway, he made no claims. But it wasn't about him this time. Or the attention was definitely deflected off him. It was about the gift that God sent. And what was that gift? What was the form of it? How did it work? Can you guess? Can you guess what gift God gave to mankind? You can pause the video and take a few seconds to see how good you are at thinking, what gift would God give to man during a period like this? Okay, so I'm going to tell you what it is. We said, you know, it's like, so you think too much. You're going to use it, you're going to overdo this expansion of the mind, you're going to go nuts with it. So in order to balance that, I'm going to give you something which doesn't use your mind. But it's equally fun. It's just as much fun. It's more fun, actually, than this toy I'm giving you with your mind. So you'll have a balance. And what it's going to be is we're going to bypass the mind. We're going to bypass everything. It's going to be a direct contact with the power of God. Direct. Think, oh no, it'll kill me, it'll fry me. No, there's nothing like that. Because God is the most subtle of all things and the gentlest of all things, and just has a perfect harmony and balance. So you don't need to worry about any of that. That's not how that works. And so he conveyed through the messenger, who was, of course, able to convey things from the Almighty perfectly well, pretty well, quite well. We won't say, maybe I won't want to use that, I'll take that back, perfectly. We won't say that, only God is perfect. He would talk, you know, and he would go on and on talking, and he would be getting his feed from the power of God. So he would tell us all kinds of wonderful things, wonderful things that man is so clever he doesn't take any point to them. They're simple things. You start with simple things. Anyway, so this gift, and in order to receive the gift, you would have to, because Subi, he received it already. He received it and he got permission to pass it on to mankind. At the point when mankind was ready, then God gave him the go-ahead, said, okay, There you go. You can do it. Pass it out. There's a timing, exquisite timing for everything in creation, isn't there? Timing of the mood of the evening. When the evening comes in, it's not quite dark, and then there's this thing. Oh, it's so peaceful. Where did it come from? Came from God. Man feels, oh, it's so nice in the evening. Why is it nice? Because God made it nice. He created this feeling in the evening when you're sitting outside. It's so pleasant. It's a gift. But I digress. So, he said, stand in front of someone who has already received this gift. In that case, the first one was subud. So he was the first one. He opened the people. We call it opening. He opened them. He gave them a gift. But he didn't do it himself. It was the power of God working through him. So God would use a person who had already received the gift, pass that gift on to other people. And the condition was that you would not think about anything, or you would not try to do anything. You would just kind of just be like you are in class when you go to class. Very simple. Just that you're talking, you're carrying on, you're doing one thing, and just stop. The teacher comes in and says, class, pay attention. Everything else stops. Pay attention. Same thing. Exactly the same. Go in, you stand up, you stop all your stuff that you're doing, wondering about how you look, or, where you are, what's going to happen, or any kind of thing. You just got to stop and pay attention. And then the person who is passing off the contact, they don't pay any attention to you because it's not their job. But they allow themselves to do the same thing they're asking you to do, which is to follow freely whatever arises within you. What might that be? Whatever arises within you. Well, eventually you'll understand very clearly that whatever arises within you is the power of God, because God is creating. It's creating the universe, all the time. I mean, a thing cannot exist without being created. It has to be created first. So God is continually creating. So when you wait until you're moved from within, then God will start working on you. It's an absolutely fabulous gift. And what is it all about? Well, you can consider, I talked to this so many times, what is it about? It's about bringing you back, cleaning you up, restoring you to your original condition. In other words, not being lost anymore. Not being all, clean you up. The kid goes out and plays, comes home, all his nice clean clothes he had, they're all dirty and maybe ripped. One of them's ripped. And he's got dirt all over his face. And my God, what was he into? Nobody knows. That he was having fun. So now, Mommy has to clean him up. Okay, give me your clothes. Go take a shower. Clean up. And then get dressed, get on some new clothes, and and that's why people dress up when they go to church. But anyway, get dressed, and we're going to have dinner, we're going to eat, And after dinner, Dad is going to talk to us about some things that we're up to and one thing and another, and then you're going to go to sleep and rest for the next day. It's all there in the family. So that's the deal. That's all you have to do. And well, the messenger told us, and that was from experience and guidance from God, I'm sure, that you would do this. You would close your eyes so you wouldn't be distracted by everybody else. But man is so weak. If you get distracted, you start watching other people. First thing you know, if you're watching, you won't pay any attention to your own, what's happening to you. It's not about other people. It's a direct experience. You want to experience God? This is how you do it. That's the best. The true worship. The true worship means to pay attention to. It's the true paying attention. Pay attention to the one that, is creating you. I mean, yeah, pay attention and then you'll understand things, lots of things, and things will be good. That's what Adam and Eve were doing. Okay, I don't want to go there. Okay, so Adam and Eve, they were just paying attention to God, and God was showing them things and everything else. But eventually they got distracted by one thing and another, and they started kind of forgetting. Because there's so many things going on in the earth, it's quite difficult. They say it's the most difficult place to come of all. And that would be the case why human beings come here, because human beings are the best thing that, human beings are, whoa, God created, whoa, so far out there. They're so far out. It has so many, oh my God, things. But, just remember that even though you're created in the image of God, your nature is not like God's nature because you exist. God created existence. So naturally the nature of God is different from the nature of the things that he created. So don't get any big ideas about yourself. Or don't try to think, oh, I'm just like God. No. The only way you could be like God is if you didn't exist. But then there's only the one. There's only one. It's holy Allah. I was just thinking earlier, the Hindus, they got confused about things. They say it's holy, they have holy cows. No, there's only holy Allah. That's where we get the expression in America, holy cow. Somebody went to India and saw that as a big deal, and they brought it back to our country. It's gone now. You never hear anybody say that anymore. But in my day, in the 60s, 1960s, that was the thing. So you get this gift. This is what subud is. It doesn't matter the name of it, what it stands for. This is what it's the essence of it. This is what it is. It's a gift to mankind. When he said, do this, half an hour, twice a week. In the evenings, generally that's the guidance of God, 9 o'clock at night, perfect. The heat of the day, the angels are coming in, working in the night, the power of God it's a good point. The man is too sleepy, he won't fall asleep, but he's a little bit tired, so he's not thinking too much. Anyway, it's usually, that's the wisdom, the insight, the intelligence of God. God knows, and so God said, yes, when should I do Latihan? You ask yourself, it's 9 o'clock at night. You can also do Latihans at 2 in the morning, it can be quite something, but the general thing is 9 o'clock at night. So anyway, you do that twice a week. and you let God work on you. And the deal is, whatever. Don't try to second guess God. Don't try to direct God. Just stay out of the way. Just have faith, have courage, let God work on you. And the reason is because God knows exactly what you need, and He's so intelligent and so perceptive and so intelligent. He's way ahead of you. So whatever He's doing, a lot of times, after a while you kind of get in sync with things, but we were doing things, you have no idea why you just did that, What did you make? Suddenly you're walking around the room, let's say, with a group of other men, if you're a man, or women, if you're a woman. It separates the two groups, so they're not distracted by each other, Makes sense. And you're walking around the room, and all of a sudden you go, what's that? What's that? You make some kind of funny sound. You don't know what it is. And you won't know what it is for a very long time until your finer feelings are purified. It's some lower demon type, or some little creature that's thinking about you or coming out of you or something. Poop, out it goes. Or you're going along, and all of a sudden you raise your hand up. You don't know why you're raising your hand up. It feels good. It's a nice feeling. The thing, when you're being moved, you find yourself being moved. You're not doing it. That's important. It's not you doing it. You don't worship. No, it's like when you're being moved in the worship, it's like, Allah, Allah, Allah. It comes from a different place. And so when you're being moved, your hand comes up and everything. I don't know what that was. The kid is so high. My grandson is that tall. This is indicating how tall he is. Communications coming through to you, different things. So you do this for twice a week for half an hour. We say half an hour, but eventually it starts and stops on its own. Of course, God doesn't need you to tell Him when to start, does it? So it starts on its own. You just sit there and you wait. It comes right in before you even know it will come in. And it goes on, and at the end it kind of like stops. Paying attention, you don't know when it stops, and that's it. Recent years I've been doing a long time. Sometimes it's like 12 minutes. It's intense for 12 minutes, but it might be, most of the time it's 16 minutes, 20 minutes. At the beginning it was half an hour. Sometimes it went over that. It had more stuff. God works on you. It starts with it cleans up the whole system. What are the basic things in your system are your physical body, your feelings, the wall. So you have your physical body, you have your feelings, you have your understanding, you have your inner understanding as well. And all those things are all loaded up and all mixed up in a lot of, and they still work. It's good enough. It still works, but things are out of place. The back seat of the car is full of trash. The windshield's dirty, and all that kind of stuff. A bunch of stuff has to be cleaned. And of course, the cleaner it gets, the better you feel. Because you see, oh my gosh, I woke up this morning and somebody cleaned all of my clothes. They were so dirty. Now they're all clean. This is wonderful. I love this. So getting cleaned up is fun. And then, it's an active thing too. So we like to do things. So we like to be made to move. It's not like, come over here, you little brat. It's pleasant. When God does things, it's very pleasant. It's definite, but it's very pleasant. And it doesn't scary. It's not scary. Just do that. That's all you have to do. That's the gift in a nutshell. Nothing is required of you. You don't have to believe anything. You don't have to dress up in a certain way. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to make, unfortunately, you don't have to make commitments. You have that experience, and then it's up to you, pretty much, to decide, is this something that you feel good about? You want to do this? You want to continue? If so, then you continue. And if you don't, then you're out of luck. You're really a stupid person. You're out of luck. But anyway, there's some people that go like, oh, I don't know, this is a funny movement, so they don't understand, but they think they do. A lot of times, stupid people think they understand more than other people. Just regular people who aren't particularly smart, but they're not stupid either. They understand, oh yeah, that's good, let's do that. Anyway, so, wow, just think about having all those different things in your system cleaned up. We don't have time to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but it's terrific. It's terrific. It starts. And that's why, people have a lot of movement. So about a million, anyway. So that's the gift. It's for all of mankind. And guess what? Most of them are going like, oh, I'm too busy. I'm thinking about, I have a computer program I'm working on right now. It's very, very, very important. To whom? To whom is it important? But anyway, is it important to them? Is it important to their life? Is that going to determine how their life goes and how it goes when they go back to the other side? Back home? Really? No. But anyway, so a lot of people they're already too busy. I mean, this thing started up in the West in 1957. Subud came to Coombe Springs in England. He started it there, and then he went all over the world pretty much, except for, I think, Russia and China and Iraq and Iran or something. They couldn't get in there, but all over the world, groups sprang up, started doing this. Terrific gift, I can't tell you. It's your chance. It's your chance. As Suvi said, it's like, you were in a field. And there was a fence around the field. You were trapped in that field. You couldn't get out. Somebody opened the gate. Out you go. You're out in the big wide world. An absolutely marvelous gift. I highly recommend it to everyone. It affects naturally, it affects your soul, of course, because your soul is all wrapped up with all the stuff that you're incarnated into. All your ancestors and it's all there in your body, which is there's no gaps between the atom, this first atom, this first guy and us over here. There's no gap there, and then they started up again. No, it's all connected. It has to be. If there was a gap there and there weren't any human beings, that would be the end of that generation of man. And this one's been going on, and I've heard for over, I think, it's less than 60,000, is it? More than 50, 57 or something, I'm not sure. Just a number doesn't matter. But anyway, a long time. This is your chance. You take up this gift, you have enough, and you pay attention. You'll be glad. You love to do it. The exercise is a lot of fun to do because you don't have to do anything except pay attention and follow the movements. It's like if I ask you, okay, so walk across the room. So you walk across the room. Well, you have to walk across the room, don't you? So you're not doing nothing. No, you're being asked. So you're participating. So it's a fun thing because you're participating, but you're not the one that's moving you and causing you to sing and every other kind of thing. wonderful gift. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll see how much where it goes. The organization is kind of. It's been 60, 70, 57 minus 25 is what? That would be 100 minus 25 would be 32, so 68 years. It's been 68 years it's been in the West. But it has been, as of course you would expect, it has been, somewhat mismanaged, and things have gone this way and that way with it. A lot of people have got a lot out of it, but as far as organizing themselves, they had difficulty because one of the reasons is because, at first it was all good. It was the most amazing thing. You'd have all the different races. In the same room. People who never associate with each other. Young, old, rich, poor, all the different races, smart people, people who weren't so smart, tradesmen, businessmen, students, intellectuals. Some of these people were kind of avowed enemies of the other groups, but they all, because there was a unifying thing that all of God would work on us, and then we would enjoy being together afterwards. We saw that for a while in LA, it was like we were one. We actually felt like we were one being. You could hear someone talking across the room, and you would feel like you were like part. I can't describe it, but it was a wonderful thing. It lasted for a couple of years. Anyway, I'm digressing. I want to tell you, this is the best. It's the best. If you're interested in it, which I can tell you, I'm not going to say, but if you're interested in it, just email me and at Lambert Lorette, LAMERT LORETTE @gmail.com, and let me know that you're interested. And then we can go back and forth in a little bit on the emails, and I'll send you a link so that we can get on WhatsApp. Or we don't have to communicate through WhatsApp. There's no rules. It's just me, one person, communicating with another person. There's no positions, there's no rules. Just a couple people wanted to see if I'm trying to help you with something that you might be interested in. It might be useful to you, But my preference is to get on WhatsApp because it's free, it's easy. I can talk to you on the screen. I don't like to text people. I don't like even voicemails, like being on the phone, your monologue. No, I want to see you, just like you're seeing me right now. And I want to be able to talk to you back and forth, just like we were in a room together. That's pretty good communication. There's not a lot of room for misunderstanding. If I'm telling you a joke, you'll know it's a joke. So that's my preference, if we hook up on WhatsApp. And then we can talk about it and get you opened, as we say. Get you that contact, and I'll kind of look after you a little bit to make sure, because once you get open, you have this thing with God. No one else is required. There's nothing you have to ask me. Say, what should I do then? I go, here's what you do then. No, there's nothing like that. It's just like what I told you already. It's pretty simple. And you don't need to give up your religion. You don't need to give up whatever it is that you think is cool you're doing. You just go right ahead and do as you've been doing. But besides that, while you're doing that, leading your ordinary life just as you always have, you take this up where you let God work on you and restore your being. And but there's no promises, there's no guarantees. You have to experience it. It's an experience. Don't talk to me about going to New York and this and that. Go to New York. See what it's like for yourself. But when you go to New York, you might want to learn a few things about where things are and stuff like this. Not too much. You spoil it, but something. So, I know a lot about how people respond to this and how they don't respond to it and different kinds of things that come up because I've been down the road. I've been at it for almost 60 years. If you count the time I was on probation for about 3 months, if you count that down, it'd probably be, anyway. I have experience, which I'll try to share what I know and things. Is, of course, a lot of different things. The messenger was from Indonesia. Came to the West, passed it out in the West. Very beloved person. Really looked after us. Gave us explanation. He didn't teach us. He said, no, teaching is wrong. God is your teacher. But he would explain, give explanations about different things because you couldn't see it, you didn't know. Just like, people would say, well, but don't worry because when you get there it'll be like this. Because they've already been there. But it's your experience. You can get this connection, and you can never talk to another person about it again. You can just do with it what you want. That's pretty risky. I would not advise you to do that. But you can. You're free to do whatever you want with it. It's an experience, and then you decide. You have your perceptions. You see what is this I'm experiencing, and wow, I've never experienced anything like that before. When you have a movement from within, it's something you've never experienced before. I remember I was very intent on not being fooled, and when I got open, I went a few times. I think maybe six times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. Wasn't sure I was being moved. I was just kind of tired standing there. I'd just lay down on the floor and go to sleep. People were carrying on around me and making noises and walking around and singing and moaning and screaming and pounding on the floor with her feet. And men. So there's a lot of tumult and shouting, as you might say. And there was also very beautiful singing going on, and some people were very quiet. But I didn't have much going on for a while. But then finally, when I was sitting on the floor, cross-legged on the floor, and I felt something happening. It was like my head was being moved very gently. The nice feeling about it, like your mother kind of moving, but not anywhere near as gross as somebody putting their hands on your head. It was very, very subtle. It I could see, oh, I'm not doing this. My head was actually moving. Went from one side to the other. Then I said, wait a minute. Okay, so I said, okay, what is this? So I stopped it. Oh, I didn't stop it intentionally. I didn't say stop, but I went back from just observing to kind of think, what's going on? It stopped. And then I let go again. There it would come back and forth. Wow, it's a neat feeling. I was being moved. I was actually being moved. I'd never been aware of it, never experienced it before. Being moved. Wow. When that started it, and eventually I found myself getting up off the floor, and I found myself walking, and I found myself saying things. I was being made to do these things. And so on it's gone. You know, and eventually it goes through the different things. It becomes, some of it is more inward, you know. There's still there's a physical aspect of it, you know. Allah. Still singing and making noises. The Hopis actually worship God. That's why when they call it a chant, they're actually receiving. It's coming from God. They're coming from God. That's where it comes from. Where do you think it came from? You think they were making it up? Anyway, probably not the best thing, but no. Anyway, so that's what subud is. In summarizing, you're free to have it. There's no price. We're not looking for money here. It's about money. It's about helping each other as human beings in our predicament that we're in here on the earth. And things are getting, you know. So thank you for listening if you did, and something I wanted to do. I wanted to tell you, what is subud? What is it? And yeah, that's it. You might want to know. I think I'll just stop here. It's pretty simple. That's subud. I'm sure there are people who give better explanations and people who give worse ones, but I'm just me. I'm just an ordinary person. I'm telling you, this is what I've experienced. Am I making things up? I would stake my life on what I said. I'm not making things up. I don't want to have anything to do with making things up, imagining things, dreaming about things. I'm not interested. I'm interested in the truth. What works and what doesn't work. And it's worked really well for me. I mean, wow. It's been terrific. Okay. Thanks again for listening. May God be with you and guide you, and if you don't believe in God, may you have a good day and things go well for you and stuff like that.